The evening wind in Rivercrest Town carried a strange chill, one that didn't belong to the season. Beneath an ancient baobab tree, deep inside the whispering woods, the ground began to shift. Leaves trembled. A long, thick, emerald-green serpent slid out from the roots, its scales glinting like polished jewels. And then, with a sound like a long, low breath, the serpent's body twisted out of shape. Its skin cracked open. Bones stretched. Light flashed. In a moment, the python was gone. Standing in its place was a tall, refined young man, handsome in a way that didn't feel natural. His charcoal suit hugged his frame perfectly. His silver cufflinks gleamed. His shoes reflected the moonlight like mirrors. He carried a sleek black briefcase in one hand, the kind used by men who signed billion-dollar deals without blinking. He smiled, a slow, unreadable smile that revealed nothing and suggested everything. Without a backward glance, he walked out of the forest. A black Range Rover Velar waited for him at the roadside, headlights blinking twice as though greeting their master. He slid into the driver's seat, placed the briefcase beside him, and the engine hummed to life. He drove off toward the city. Nightfire City lived up to its name, alive even after midnight. Neon lights flickered across high-rise buildings. Music spilled from every street corner. People laughed, danced, argued, kissed. The Velar glided through the chaos like a silent, sleek predator, until it stopped in front of Crimson Palace Lounge, the hottest club in the city. Red and sapphire lights bathed the doorway. Bouncers stood tall like towers. The moment the mysterious man stepped out of his SUV, heads turned. They didn't know him, but they could smell wealth from a distance. He walked into the club. Warm air burst over him. Afro beats mixed with the sound of shoes sliding on polished floors. People danced like they were trying to forget the world. Drinks glittered under rotating lights. He walked straight to a quiet corner, set down his briefcase, and waited. And that was when he saw her. A girl was performing on the stage, a girl the entire club seemed to worship. Lucia Moran, Nightfire's favorite dancer. Her curls bounced with every movement. Her eyes sparkled under the lights. Her steps were sharp, confident, blessed by rhythm. People cheered her name every time she moved. But she had no idea fate was already watching her. The stranger opened his briefcase. A flash of light reflected across the club as the case revealed its contents. Money. Stacks upon stacks. Bundles arranged as neatly as bricks in a mansion. Gasps shot across the tables. "Ah, this one is not your normal money, oh?" someone shouted. Phones rose instantly. The stranger lifted two thick bundles, stood up, and walked toward the stage. The DJ nearly choked on his excitement. "Hey, looks like we have a big spender tonight." Lucia froze mid-step when the man approached her. Before she could speak, he began to rain the money on her. Cash flew like feathers in a hurricane. People screamed. Cameras flashed. Two girls fainted. Even the bartender forgot he was mixing a drink. Lucia smiled, a wide, stunned smile that continued dancing as the stranger kept spraying her without blinking. When he finally returned to his table, he closed the briefcase with a slow click. Lucia couldn't stay still. She jumped off the stage and walked straight to him. "I've never seen you here," she said, still breathless. He smiled gently. "My name is Zarek." She blinked. The name felt ancient, powerful, wrong. But she didn't care. Zarek looked into her eyes and asked softly, "Will you marry me?" The club erupted. "What kind of film is this?" someone shouted. "Love at first spray?" another yelled. Lucia stared at him. "We just met. You don't even know me." Zarek's voice remained calm. Some connections do not wait for time. And then he opened a small velvet box. Inside was a ring that shone like dawn light on water. Lucia grabbed it before she could stop herself. Yes, yes, I will! The club went mad with excitement. After a few minutes, Zarek stood up and picked his briefcase. I must go, he said. Lucia rushed to follow, but he raised a hand. Tomorrow, same place. Then he walked out, entered his car, and vanished into the night. The Velars stopped where the forest began. Zarek stepped out. His feet touched the grass. His body twisted once again. The suit dropped to the ground. Within seconds, he was a python once more, slithering quietly back into the shadows of his true home. The forest seemed to swallow him whole.
Lucia ran home as if she were floating. She burst into the apartment she shared with her two best friends, Tara and Nami. "Girls!" she screamed. Tara almost jumped out the window. "What is it? Thief? Fire? Debt?" Lucia held up her hand dramatically. The diamond ring shone like a tiny sun. Her friends froze. "Lucia, where did you get that thing?" Nami whispered. Lucia grinned like someone who won a jackpot. "A man! A rich man! A super rich man!" Then she emptied her bag on the bed. Bundles of money spilled everywhere. Her friends gasped until their souls nearly left their bodies. But Nami frowned. "Lucia, nobody gives this kind of thing for free. Who is he? Where did he come from?" Tara and Lucia shouted together, "Don't spoil it!" Lucia held her ring against her heart. "My life has changed." But Nami wasn't convinced. Something didn't feel right. The next night, at the same ancient tree, the python transformed again into Zarek. This time he wore a royal blue suit with gold embroidery, another briefcase in hand. He drove back to the club, and Lucia sprinted toward him like a child seeing her father after a long journey. But the moment she hugged him, she froze. His body, cold, ice cold. Zarek smiled. "I keep the AC very low." Lucia ignored the discomfort and kissed him. Nami watched them closely, her eyes clouded with fear. Zarek took the girls on a drive through one of Nightfire's wealthiest neighborhoods. The street lights were soft and golden. The air smelled like fresh flowers. He stopped in front of a stunning duplex painted in soft cream and gold. "I bought this, and it is yours, Lucia." Lucia screamed so loudly the neighbors almost called the police. She hugged him tightly, shaking with joy. Nami whispered again, "This is too fast, too strange." But Lucia did not hear. Love or greed had covered her ears. Within days, preparations began. Lucia's parents nearly fainted with happiness. Her mother bragged nonstop. Her father couldn't stop smiling. On the wedding day, crowds gathered. Music filled the air. The decorations sparkled. Luxury cars lined the streets. Lucia shone in her gown. Zarek looked like a king in white and gold. But a disturbing detail hovered over the celebration. None of Zarek's family attended. None. Not one person. People whispered, "Where are his people? Who marries without family? Maybe they live abroad." Money shut everyone up. After moving into the new duplex, Lucia noticed something odd. Every night, Zarek left. Every single night. "I need to check my company in Senegal," he would say. He never explained the company name. He never showed documents. He never looked tired from traveling. Lucia believed him, but Nami didn't. 3 nights later, Lucia saw something that turned her blood to ice. She was in the bathroom holding a handheld mirror. The room was bright. She could see every reflection clearly. The door creaked open. "Baby," she called. Zarek stepped in, but the mirror showed something else. His legs weren't legs. They were a serpent's tail, long, Heavy, golden, moving, alive. She dropped the mirror, shaking violently. She turned around. Zarek looked normal, completely normal. No tail, no scales. "Baby," he said slowly, "are you all right?" Lucia backed away, trembling. I saw something." Zarek's eyes hardened. "It was not your imagination." Then he stepped backwards, into the shadow behind him, and vanished. No door, no sound, just disappearing as though swallowed by darkness. Lucia screamed silently inside her chest. Her entire world cracked. Zarek returned at sunrise, wearing another expensive suit, calm as ever. "Good morning, my love." Lucia could barely breathe. He touched her cheek. "You look frightened." She forced a smile, terrified to anger him. "Tonight, we must go somewhere important." His eyes glinted with something ancient, something she could not name. Lucia swallowed hard. Deep in the whispering woods, the ancient baobab shook again, as though something older than Zarek was awakening. Something waiting. Something watching. And Lucia's nightmare had only just begun. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Part 2 is coming soon.